David messaged me and he's like, Megan, you are following another creator who's MAGA. Say it ain't so. So immediately go in, unfollow, no problem, right? But then he goes, don't you think it's ironic that the people who voted for Kamala have no worries yelling from the rooftops that they voted for Kamala, but the people who voted for Trump almost never want to say they voted for Trump. Their line is always, I don't like to talk about politics on this page, or this page isn't political. I want to keep it that way. This page isn't political. What does that even mean? Because right now in the United States of America, we're not fighting a political war. We're fighting a war on morality. We're fighting a war to make sure that people aren't getting kidnapped off the streets and separated from their families when they're just trying to do the right thing and become a citizen legally. We're trying to fight for cancer research. We're trying to fight for healthcare. We're trying to fight for equality. We're trying to fight for trans rights. We're trying to fight for all of that. So we don't mind saying that we did the good thing, that we voted for the good person, but you won't admit it, which to me says, you know you didn't vote for a good person. You know you voted for a bad person, but you don't care because you felt like it benefited you. So you voted for the bad person because it benefited you. But now you're too afraid to get on your platform to say you did that. So all I'm saying is that if you're going to vote for the shitty person, at least be loud and proud enough to say it. Gather around, bitches. Let's all join hands and bow our heads in thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
That's Megan Farina. Mind you, she has over 600,000 followers on TikTok. She's an influencer. And that's her stance on Charlie Kirk.
I'm not super political on here, but I have to say this. If you do a dance because somebody gets publicly executed and you mock the people that are praying for his recovery, and you post that to over 500,000 followers online, and I find out that you're my neighbor and you have a business here in town. Oh, broski, bro. Oh, you're gonna go out of business so fast, dude. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Here's the thing. You can post whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Free country. That's your right. But don't think that there's no social consequences for what you say and do. Because you forgot you live in a community, right? Like, we're a town here. We're a city. And we're the ones that are supporting your business. We're the ones that are paying for your services. And when we find out that you're doing things that are kind of icky and evil, we don't really feel like spending our money at your business anymore. Yeah, you have a lot of competition, and we're just going to take our money and spend it somewhere else. It's called voting with your dollar. We can choose to spend money with you, but based on the consensus of this town, yeah, people don't really feel like doing that anymore. Considering that you have 1 star on Yelp, that you had to take down your Google reviews, your website, you had to lock your TikTok comments, and that you're famous on every social media platform for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, I don't think we really are going to keep spending our money with you.
Boy. So, once again, we got to talk about another liberal boohoo, whine, and cry victimhood in the wake of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Because remember, the real victims are not Charlie Kirk's family, Charlie Kirk himself, who was assassinated, Republicans, conservatives, who are the frequent targets of political assassinations. No. The real victims are liberals who are facing not assassinations, but simply accountability for the unhinged things that they're saying on the internet, particularly those who are celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And that leads me to this video that we have to react to, featuring liberal influencer Megan Farina, who found out after celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk online, mocking his assassination, because people in her community, in her neighborhood, decided that, hey, you know what? We don't want to do business with you or your boyfriend / husband, lover, whoever, right? Anybody associated with you, we don't want to do business with you, right? We feel as if what you said is a reflection of your character, right? The type of person that you are, and we just don't want to support it. And now she's boohoo, whining, crying, lashing out because her life has been ruined over the fact that she is facing accountability for mocking the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
On Wednesday, September 10th, when Charlie Kirk was shot, I posted a video offering him the same thoughts and prayers that he offered after every child was senselessly gunned down while at school.
Yeah, no. You didn't just do that. You mocked it. You did a little dance, right? A little shimmy, right? You were dancing, and celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, if you just would have came out and said, hey, thoughts and prayers, condolences to his family, and you would have kept it moving, hey, you wouldn't be facing accountability. But again, they can't just do that, right? They got to take it to a whole new level, right? Because these people are so vile, they're so hateful that they have to put their hatred on display for the world to see. And when people see this hatred and they reject the hatred, these people all of a sudden they're surprised, they're upset. Oh wait, people don't like the fact that I'm openly showing the world that I'm not a good person, that I am a piece of shit, and people are treating me like a piece of shit in response. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't understand why these people are so shocked, Pikachu face, over the reactions to their hatred, okay?
Within an hour, and before any condition was known on Charlie, I posted a follow-up video expressing why I felt the way I did, and even ended with, I hope Charlie Kirk makes a full recovery and goes on to become a gun violence advocate. Since if you have watched any of the videos on my page, you would know I stand firmly on not being violent, and that violence is not the way we are going to fix things in this country. Well, since I posted those 2 videos...
Yeah. Except she doesn't really believe this because she's posted TikToks like this where she's clearly calling for violence against ICE agents who are doing their jobs.
I changed my mind. Maybe we should arm the teachers, so they can handle the ICE officers coming into their classroom to deport their children.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now all of a sudden, I don't support political violence. I never support violence, except, again, we have clips of you straight up supporting violence against ICE agents, right? Doing their jobs, which, by the way, I don't think ICE agents are actually going into schools and pulling children out of schools. I don't think that's actually a real thing. But that's how much Democrats have brainwashed these individuals into believing that things are happening that are actually not happening. And again, this is part of the reason why you're seeing so much political violence from the left, is that these people who, again, self-reportedly have mental issues, right? They self-reportedly have mental health issues. They're becoming radicalized and they're acting on their radicalization because they have mental health issues. Again, it's a huge problem, right? It's a huge problem that needs to be addressed.
My life has been completely turned upside down, and I have been thrown into what I can only explain as literal hell. First, my address was leaked, and then all of my family's personal information followed. My boyfriend's company, again, I said he's my boyfriend, he is not my husband, that has absolutely nothing to do with TikTok, with my TikTok account, or social media, or politics in general, has been defamed and slandered. Calls and negative reviews started pouring in by the thousands. Someone showed up to his company, entered his private office, and verbally assaulted him. My child, and my family's lives have been threatened thousands of times. I have received text messages and emails saying I should be raped and murdered, and that people are coming to my house, say my address, and then say they are coming to spray it with bullets.
Now, again, what I find to be fascinating about these liberals now try to boohoo, whine, and cry victimhood. I do not agree with this woman getting all of these alleged death threats and all these mean things that people are saying to her. But again, let's take a minute and use the same logic that these individuals are using to justify the assassination, right, of Charlie Kirk. Again, keep in mind, these people have not been subject to that, right? So again, that's why I find it so fascinating why they're crying victimhood. But regardless, by their same logic that they're using to justify the assassination of Charlie Kirk, I can come out here and say, well, you've said mean things about Trump supporters. You've said things that people find to be hateful, bigoted, divisive. You put these things out there in the world. And as a result, this is what is happening because of the things that you put out in the world. Now, again, I personally disagree with what's happening to her. But if I was to use a liberal logic, I can come out here and justify it. I could rationalize it, right? Because if you can rationalize an assassination, which is what these people are doing, if you could justify assassination, which is what these people are doing, then why can't you justify what this woman is complaining about, right? Considering how the hate that she spews on her platform has hurt people's feelings. Because essentially, the whole argument from these individuals as to why they're celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk is because he hurt their feelings, right? See, but when that turns back around on them, now they want to cry foul. Guess what? You hurt a lot of people's feelings. And this is the consequence of hurting a lot of people's feelings, right? Now all of a sudden she understands how, you know what, maybe, just maybe, that's not how that should work, right? Just because my words hurt your feelings, that doesn't justify death threats or acts of violence or doxing, right? Or ruining people's lives over these mean words. Now they realize that, now they understand that, right? But in the wake of Charlie Kirk being assassinated, this woman was dancing, shimmying, celebrating, probably threw a party. But when that same energy she put out there in the world comes back to her, now, oh, she's crying foul. Oh, you can't do this, right? This is out of control. I don't deserve this. Nothing that I said deserves this. Well, nothing that Charlie Kirk said deserved him being assassinated, but you celebrated it. Fascinating. Fascinating.
MAGA protesters have shown up to my house, driven through my private neighborhood, sent me hate mail, left notes on my boyfriend's office, and my own neighbor has offered to share my whereabouts with the internet. Yes, you heard that correctly. My neighbor has offered to share my whereabouts with the internet. We have been traumatized and stripped of our privacy, all because I said Charlie Kirk, who did not believe in empathy himself, did not have mine. I think the most ironic thing is that my life and my family's lives have been torn apart over my words on the internet by the very people who support Charlie Kirk and are always yelling the loudest about their First Amendment right and freedoms of speech. And
okay, this doesn't have anything to do with the First Amendment, right? I mean, let's be real. The government is not taking away your free speech rights, right? Like, people telling you that they don't like what you said is not an attack or your free speech. Now, I can't argue that, you know, somebody being assassinated for their free speech is an attack on free speech, right? And you openly celebrated an attack, a fatal attack on Charlie Kirk's free speech. See, again, this is why these people that have now all become free speech warriors, this is why I don't care, right? I literally do not care. I do not care about the perceived attacks on their free speech, because there's no greater attack on free speech than for somebody to be assassinated over it, which she celebrated. So now you want me to care. You want me to have empathy for what you feel is an attack on your free speech, but you didn't have that same empathy for the fatal attack on Charlie Kirk because of his free speech. I
realize and believe strongly that words have consequences. There is nothing that I did or said that even deserved a percentage of what happened to me and my family.
Yeah, and there's nothing that Charlie Kirk did or said that deserves a percentage of what happened to him. Again, it's amazing how they see this. When it happens to them, it's amazing how they see it. And see, this is why it annoys me when you have these conservatives that come out here, right? These libertarian-minded people say, well, we need to be careful about these leftists getting canceled because of their speech, because it can happen to us. Oh, God, it can happen to us. It already happened to us, right? Democrats have already shown they don't care about taking away our free speech. They celebrated Charlie Kirk being assassinated for his free speech. We're beyond, oh, we need to be careful about doing this because who knows, if Democrats take back power, they're going to do the same thing to us that we did to them. They already have done it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? These people only respond to a taste of their own medicine. They don't respond to walking away and say, oh, no, we're going to just let it slide, right? They don't respond to that, okay? That's not what they respond to. Charlie Kirk, he was that. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to have peaceful, respectful conversation. Hey, let's not do to them what they do to us, right? Let's not give them a taste of their own medicine. That's what he was trying to do. And they said, you know what, we're going to take that guy out. And then we're going to celebrate it. These people only respond when they face the consequences of their actions and when they are held accountable for the same things they believe that other people should be held accountable for, right? When they're actually held accountable, that's the only way they understand it. That's the only way they get it. The only way to red pill a leftist is to give them what they want. This is the world that they wanted, and now they're living in it. And as this woman already just described, her life is now a living hell because she's getting the exact same energy that she put into the world. She's getting that right back. Okay? She's getting it right back.
And I know I am not the only one whose life has been destroyed over this. Hundreds if not thousands of other content creators on this very app have been fired from their jobs and doxxed. And I must say, that really terrifies me because it makes it clear that these people only want us to have the First Amendment right and freedom of speech when it fits their narrative. That is not the country I was born in, and that is certainly not the country I want to raise my child in. So today I come to you.
The amount of cognitive dissonance from these people is just, it's incredible. It's very infuriating because, again, she just accused conservatives are only wanting free speech rights when it fits our narrative, but yet she openly celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk, who clearly had his free speech taken away from him because he did not push the narrative that she wanted. Again, it's just amazing to me. How do you get online and say stuff like this and not realize how much of a hypocrite that you're being a giant hypocrite, right? Giant hypocrite. But again, you know, these people, if they actually had the ability to self-reflect, they probably wouldn't be liberal, okay?
With a few calls to action. First, if you or anybody you know has been doxxed, harassed, threatened, or fired, please reach out to me via email at I'veBeenDoxxed2@gmail.com. Secondly, please consider attending your local No Kings Part 2 protest on October 18th. And third, if you are a California resident, please get out and vote yes in person on November 4th on Prop 50, the Election Rigging Response Act. I'll end with this. Right now, the most important thing we can do is support each other. Fascism hates community. So right now, we must build community.
Wow, amazing, amazing. The real victims, right, are liberals who are facing non-fatal consequences for their words, right? They are the real victims, okay? Not the guy, not the conservative civil rights activist that faced fatal consequences for his free speech. No, he's not the victim. His family's not the victim. It's these liberal influencers who are facing the same exact consequences that they advocated for other people who they disagree with to face due to their speech, right? Now, all of a sudden, once they've gotten a taste of their own medicine, now they say, oh no, this is too far, right? We shouldn't live in a country like this. Where were these people 4 years ago, right? Where were they 4 years ago when conservatives were being banned left and right on platforms, on the internet for saying things like, for example, biological men can't be women, right? For disagreeing with vaccine mandates or the origin of the COVID virus, right? All things that clearly fall within free speech, right? They said, no, this is hate and bigotry, right? Hate and bigotry. And they cheered on the censorship. They cheered on people being deplatformed. They cheered on conservatives losing their jobs. But now, again, once the pendulum has swung the other way, now, oh, this is too much, right? I don't want to live in a country like this. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating stuff. This is why, again, conservatives should not be coming to the rescue of these people. We should not be defending them, talking about, oh, they shouldn't be canceled, blah, blah, blah. No. The only way these people learn is for them to get a taste of their own medicine. The only way to red pill a leftist is to give them what they want. And giving liberals what they want, what they advocated for, right? As you just heard this woman explain, makes them feel like they're living in hell. And again, that's the only way that they learn. Now, all of a sudden, they become free speech absolutists, right? They're now free speech absolutists. Fascinating. Fascinating how that works. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.